Hello? Hello? Is this... Okay, here we go. Now I can hear myself. This is WOBC FM 91.5, Oberlin College and Community Radio. My name is Ellen Efstathiou, and this is Analyze, the show where I play songs and I analyze them, and I do not misinterpret them, not even a little bit. That song that you just heard was Valerie by Mark Ronson and Amy Winehouse. Somehow, in my several years of listening to this song and looking at the name of the song, I somehow did not figure out that Amy Winehouse was not the only musician on the song. I completely missed Mark Ronson, even though, in the title it says featuring Amy Winehouse, so you would assume that there would be another artist if Amy Winehouse is only featured, but no, I did not realize that for some reason. Just completely escaped me. Now, to get to the analysis of this song, we have several lyrics that we can look at, but we will start with the first lyric that we're going to look at, which is one of the first lyrics of the whole thing, and that is, I look across the water. That's like the second line of the song. Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. It's even the first sentence. I would say that's the first sentence, because sometimes I go out by myself is not a full sentence. But then you add the and I look across the water, now it is a full sentence. So, the first sentence, we're looking at the very first sentence. I look across the water. This song is clearly about the Great Gatsby. Or not about the Great Gatsby, but it is from the point of view of Gatsby. From the Great Gatsby, the point of view of the Great Gatsby, not just the Gatsby, but the Great Gatsby. So, yes, this song is about Gatsby. We all know, well, I assume we all know. I assume that we've all read The Great Gatsby. It's a pretty common book to read. I had to read it over the summer for 10th grade, so it wasn't really in 10th grade. It was before 10th grade, in preparation for 10th grade. And then I had to write an essay about it. And I think I wrote an essay about the cars in Gatsby, because there was a lot of talking about cars in Gatsby. Every time that they go to the city or go anywhere, they take a car, because, obviously they do. What do you expect from cars? From people with cars, you're going to take the car because you have to if you're going a long distance, So, yes. So this is about the Great Gatsby. Now we'll look at the next lyric that we're going to look at, which is, of course, in my head, I paint a picture. Oh, wait, no. Actually, that is the wrong lyric that we're going to look at next. The next lyric that we're going to look at is a couple of different lyrics. In the second verse, they say, did you get a good lawyer? They also say, did you pay that fine that you were dodging all the time? Once again, more evidence that this is about the Great Gatsby, because, again, as we all know from reading The Great Gatsby, or maybe you watched The Great Gatsby, maybe you didn't read it, maybe you saw it, because there are multiple film versions of The Great Gatsby. I have seen none of them, but maybe you've seen some. I don't know you. Perhaps you've seen a version of The Great Gatsby that I have not seen. Well, I've certainly not seen it, because I haven't seen any of the versions. I've heard the Baz Luhrmann one, though, is pretty good, but I haven't seen it, so I don't actually know for myself. Anyways, all this stuff about the lawyers and the fines, at the very end of the book, not the very, very end of the book, but at the mostly the end of the book, Daisy kills someone. That's a pivotal plot point in The Great Gatsby. So, you need a lawyer if you kill someone, probably. You'll probably get a lawyer whether or not you want one, unless you want to be your own lawyer, but that would be a really weird decision to make. So, again, more evidence that this is about the Great Gatsby, because Daisy killed someone and you need lawyers, and you might not get a fine if you kill someone, but that's another, thing that happens in the legal system is fines, so close enough. So yes, there we go. We have so much evidence that this is about the Great Gatsby. The only thing we need is them to just say, I look across the water and I see a green light. Now that would really be proof that this was the Great Gatsby. However, it's not. Another counter argument against this Great Gatsby argument that I am making is that this song sounds very Christmassy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's the bells in the background or the tempo or the what's it called? The beat, the tempo. All these musical words. I know so many musical words because I played saxophone for several years, but still, nevertheless, many musical words. I don't know what it is about it, but it just has a very Christmassy tempo to it. A Christmassy kind of feel. It feels like Christmas when you're listening to Valerie. However, if I remember correctly, and granted, it's been 4 years since I've read this book, but there was no Christmas in The Great Gatsby. So that is a counter argument against the Great Gatsby argument that I am making, but nevertheless. Now, what is something else? Oh, yes. Now we'll get to the lyric that I was going to say and that I decided not to say, but now we're going back to it. So I am going to say it. Well, I was always going to say it. It was just a matter of when I was going to say it. And the when is now. In my head, I paint a picture. This is like the next lyric after the looking across the water one. I look across the water, and in my head, I paint a picture. It's not immediately after, like I just said, but it's basically right after. Now, what does this tell us about the narrator? It tells us that the narrator wants to be an artist, but cannot be. Because, if you're an artist, you would actually paint the picture. But this person just paints the picture in their head. Now, what does this tell us? This could be, why can't they create the picture in real life? Why not? This could be because of a lack of trying. You're not putting in effort. You're not bringing out the easel and the paint brushes and the little flat thing that you put the paint on to mix the paint, whatever that's called. You're not doing that. That could be the reason why. Now, the other reason could be a lack of skill. However, this is why it's not a lack of skill. It is because the trying is the skill. That's a deep thing for you to think about, because if you're trying a bunch, you'll get better. But if you don't try, then you won't get better because you're not trying. So, this is really telling us a lot about the narrator, that this narrator wants to be an artist because they're painting in their head, but they're not an artist because they're not putting in the effort and putting in the work and the things and such in order to try and do that. Yes. All right. Now we're going to listen to another song, so get ready for that. Okay, this is WOBC FM 91.5, Oberlin College and Community Radio. My name is Ellen Efstathiou, and this is Analyze, the show where I analyze things. It feels like not that long ago that I already said that. In fact, it was only like, 10 minutes ago that I said that. And that song was The Ballad of Mona Lisa by Panic at the Disco. I assume that you could hear it, even though only half of the little ticker thingies that are on the radio board were ticking and moving. Also, if there was one moment where it got very loud, I would like to apologize for that. I did not mean to do that. Oops. Sorry. The song was very quiet before then, and then it suddenly got very loud, and I was not prepared for that. So, sorry everybody. Oops. Now, into the analysis. Here we go. Are you ready for analysis? So, as I said, that was the Ballad of Mona Lisa. You know, everyone's always wondering what she's thinking, Mona Lisa. They look at the painting and they're like, I wonder what she's thinking. However, not me. I do not think that. I just think, ooh, a person. And that is all I think. It's a very shallow brain over here. I realize that this show is analysis, so you're expecting, deep things, deep analysis things. However, you are not going to get that here. That is not what we do at this radio station. Well, maybe other people do it at this radio station, but I do not do it on this radio show. There we go. That's what I should have said. I really do not understand the fascination with figuring out what she's thinking because, we're not going to ever know. And maybe she wasn't thinking anything. Or maybe she was just thinking, this is taking forever. When is he going to be done painting me? Or maybe, she was thinking, what's for dinner? I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. Maybe she wasn't thinking at all. Maybe she has mastered meditation and she has mastered getting painted while meditating. And so she doesn't need that, I don't know. You don't know? I don't know. But what do I want to ask the question, what do you think that this says about our society? That we're always wondering what she's thinking, even though we're never going to know what she's thinking. What does this say about us? I think that it says that we spend too much time thinking. Not me, though, clearly. But everybody else, yes. Too much time thinking, and that's why we're wondering what she's thinking. So we're thinking about what she's thinking, and now, it's like layers of meta thinking, because we're thinking, and you're always thinking. Everyone is always thinking, and that is crazy to think about. Again, think. We're thinking about this. We're thinking about so many things all the time. Our brains are just constantly going, and isn't that bananas? Now, we are going to look at some specific lyrics. We're not just wondering what she's thinking anymore, or not wondering what she's thinking in my case, but now we are going to look at some lyrics. What are some lyrics that we can look at? We have the lyrics, her words are swimming through his ears again. There's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you paid for. Great lyrics. Great, just, really painting a picture here. Now, her words are swimming. Let's look at swimming. Now, I've done a lot of swimming in my time, and there are many places that you can swim. You can swim in a pool. You can swim in the ocean. You can swim in a river. I've never swum in a river, but other people have swum in rivers. You can swim in a pond. I have swum in a pond. I've also swum in a pool and the ocean. I have such diversity of swimming locations. Is there anywhere else that I have does a bathtub count as swimming? You could swim in a bathtub, depending on the size of the bathtub. I mean, if you're a baby, certainly you would swim in a bathtub, because you're definitely smaller than the bathtub. Probably. I mean, unless you're like a really big baby. Then it might be difficult to swim in the bathtub. However, we are going to assume that we are normal-sized babies, and so therefore we can swim in a bathtub. All right. Now, the thing about all of these places to swim, about the pool, about the ocean, about the river, about the pond, about the bathtub, I almost forgot about the bathtub because I didn't have it written down, but the bathtub, you should not drink any of this water. So in the next line, we have words are swimming, but then there's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you paid for. There is something very wrong if you are tasting where you are swimming. If you are tasting the pool, that's chemicals. You're tasting the ocean, that's really salty. That's too salty. There's a reason that we do not drink the ocean. I teach swim lessons in the summer, and we have to tell them not to drink the ocean, because otherwise it's too salty. The swim lessons are in the ocean. That's why we're not just in a pool telling them not to drink the ocean. We also, if we were to teach in a pool, they should not drink the pool either. As I said, again, chemicals. A river, dirt, probably, maybe some fish. What if you accidentally eat a fish? while you're trying to drink the river water. Same thing with a pond. There are fish in ponds. You never know when a fish is going to swim into your mouth and into your stomach. I mean, unless it's like a big fish, then you might have some more control over that. But if it's a small fish, who knows? So do not drink water that is where you're swimming. Because then also, you're drinking, like yourself. Your skin particles are falling off into the water. Just naturally. It happens all the time. But then, you don't want to drink that. You don't want to drink your skin. I have never drunk my skin because that would be really weird. This has been a fun conversation that we've been having. And now it is time for another song. And hopefully this one will not get too loud by accident. Here we go. That was Girl by Cayucas. That's the band name, is Cayucas. And it's a very fun band name, and I really like it. Now, oh my goodness, my computer signed me out of my account, so now I can't look at my document that has all my analysis on it. How could it do this? I was just using the computer, and now I can't use the computer because, okay, here, it is back. The problem has been solved. Everything has been fixed. Also, if the sound changed at all, just now, like during that song, that is because my computer was on top of the aux cord, and it was, I guess, cutting off half of the sound. It was cutting off the right half of the sound, which I didn't know that it could do that like that it could only cut off one ear of sound. Fascinating stuff that we are learning here today. Now, we are going to look at my favorite lyric from Girl by Cayucas, and that is the lyric, "And she was freezing as she froze." That is a fantastic lyric. Best lyric in any song ever. That is my favorite lyric of all time. Every time that I listen to this song and that lyric happens, I say it out loud because I just love that lyric. It's so good. It's fantastic. It's so evocative, so beautiful, just all around really, really great. Now, what does this tell us? Other than it being my favorite lyric, what does the lyric tell us? Well, it tells us that she is a ghost. Now, there is more evidence for this. It is not just the freezing as she froze. It is, in fact, that whole verse. We've got, she was pale as a ghost. I mean, that's pretty conclusive evidence right there that she's a ghost. If you're if she's as pale as a ghost, she probably is a ghost. And, she was cold, she was freezing as she froze. Ghosts are cold, I have heard. I've never actually seen a ghost in real life. Well, yeah, no, I've never seen a ghost in real life. I've seen them in movies, which is not real life. That's movies. So, haven't seen a ghost in real life, but I've been told by the movies and by people that have seen ghosts in real life. I mean, do I know anybody that has seen a ghost in real life? I don't think so. But, people, you hear things. The internet is a great source of information, especially for ghosts. So, this song is about a ghost. This guy, the narrator that is singing it, is in love. Well, yeah. Is he in love? I'm pretty sure. He's, basically in love in this song. We're gonna say that he's in love. Not with the song. He's in love with the song, but he's not in love, with the song. But he is in love throughout this song. Apologies for the throat clearing. So, she is a ghost because she's pale as a ghost and she's freezing as she froze and all these other ghostly sorts of things. Now, in another lyric, it says, "She took a piece of my heart." Now, that is exactly the kind of thing that a ghost would do, is that they would take a piece of someone's heart for supernatural reasons. I don't know the supernatural reasons. As I've said, I do not know any ghosts. I've never seen a ghost in real life, only in movies. But it seems like the sort of thing that a ghost would do. A ghost would totally steal a piece of someone's heart for, supernatural reason, maybe to try and become alive again, maybe for other reasons. I don't know. Ask your local ghost why they would steal a piece of someone's heart, because I certainly don't know. Oh yes, also, there was no, what is the lyric? Which lyric is it? Aha, I have found the lyric. About this, so this lyric is about memory, In the verses, this guy is saying, I was walking downtown, nowhere to go. So, this means that in the process of stealing his heart, this ghost has also stolen his memory. Because if you've got nowhere to go, he doesn't remember where he wants to go. Where is he going? I don't know where he's going. He doesn't know either. And that is important because that means that his memory has also been stolen. I bet you did not think that. But now you will think that. We're learning so much here. Also, by the way, this is WOBC FM 91.5 Oberlin College and Community Radio. My name is Ellen Efstathiou, and this is Analyze, where I'm analyzing music, as you could maybe tell by the name, Analyze. You analyze music because it's a radio show. I suppose that I could analyze other things, but it makes sense to analyze music on a radio show, because typically there is music on a radio show. This one included. This radio show has music on it. It is not just me talking. Anyways, now it is time for a public service announcement. Yay, public service announcements! Do you enjoy public service announcements? I do. I enjoy reading them. That is what I enjoy. All right, so we have Insure the Environment. We insure our health, our homes, and our cars, so why not our environment? 14 of the 15 warmest years in recorded history have occurred since the year 2000. Carbon emissions are the problem. Our national safety, economic well-being, food security, and the very survival of future generations are at stake. The good news is that it is solvable. Find out at citizensclimatelobby.org. Let's make the environment part of the debate. So there you go. Now you have heard about the environment. Isn't that exciting? Don't you enjoy hearing things about the environment? And now we are going to listen to yet another song. That was Michael by Franz Ferdinand. Perhaps you could tell that the song name was Michael because it said Michael so many times throughout the entire song, which makes sense, It's the title of the song, might as well say the name of the title of the song in the song. Or, if you came up with the song first, might as well name the title something that you say a lot in the song. There you go. A fun fact about me is that up until last year, I thought that the name Michael was spelled Micheal. But it turns out, sorry about the throat clearing, it turns out that Michael is actually spelled Michael. And I did not know that literally until last year. And I am 19 years old, so that was 18 years of life that I thought Michael was spelled Eal instead of Ael. But however, I think that my spelling is more correct because, when you're saying the name Michael, that's the Ael part, is the ol sound. Michael, you don't get that from Ael. You don't get an ol sound from Ael. You get an ol sound from Eal. Because Michael. You don't get Michael. Michael is if it was Ael. Michael also sounds like you're a vegetarian talking about your lunch. Michael. But it's Michael. The name is Michael. So, all in all, the spelling is very confusing to me. I do not understand this spelling every time that I have to write the name Michael, which is a surprising number of times. You don't realize how prevalent the name Michael is until you learn that you've been spelling it wrong your entire life, and now you need to be very, very focused whenever you try and spell the name Michael. You don't realize how common a name is until you have to do that. And then that's the only thing that you think about, You see the name Michael and you're just like, oh no, what if I spell it wrong? What if I upset somebody by spelling their name wrong? Which is something that I understand because my last name is very difficult to spell correctly. People get it wrong constantly. There are a lot of different spellings of my last name. Most of them are not correct. There's only one correct spelling of my last name. But there are a lot of other spellings that also, are running around and that sort of thing. Yes, so Michael. Good name. It is a good name. I do like the name. However, it is confusing to me because, spelling. I did this with tomorrow on my phone, the word tomorrow. I spelled it wrong so many times that autocorrect stopped autocorrecting me to the correct way because I guess autocorrect just thought that I was spelling a different word, and so they stopped trying to autocorrect me when I would put 2 M's in tomorrow. It's only the R's that are doubled. There's only 1 M in tomorrow. So we're learning a lot of spelling here today. Isn't that a nice thing? We love learning, and the radio is helping us learn, and we're learning so many things. So to analyze the song, let us analyze this lovely, lovely song. What is there to analyze? There are so many things that we can analyze. Now, I found this song. This is important. I found this song while looking up songs that are similar to We Didn't Start the Fire. Also, by the way, I realize I've been playing a lot of popular songs today. Much less indie songs, I think. Well, I don't know. Is Michael a popular song? Have you heard this song before? I don't know if you have. Again, I do not know who you are, because, you're over there listening to your radio, and I'm over here talking into the radio, talking into the microphone. If I was talking into a radio, that wouldn't be doing much, but I'm talking into a microphone, and so it is doing much. Yes, but I found this song while I was looking up songs that are similar to We Didn't Start the Fire, in that it's like fast and listing things. However, I don't think that this song is very similar to We Didn't Start the Fire. Other songs are, there's songs like that song that goes, Life is a rock, but the radio rolled me, I think is what that song says. It's been a while since I have listened to that song, but I'm pretty sure that there's some song that says, something like that, or something. I think or something is a good place to go with that. Yes. So since this song is not similar to We Didn't Start the Fire, well, we've just been over songs that are similar. Why was this song in Google as something that is similar to We Didn't Start the Fire? I don't know. So let's think about it. I mean, there is a list of things. There's, throughout the, I almost called it a verse. It's not a verse. It is, now that I'm really looking at this song, there isn't really verses. It's all just kind of chorus. It's all just kind of repeated. And now, what does that tell us in our analysis? If something is repeated a lot throughout a piece of media, throughout a work, that means that it's a theme. That means it's important. Am I right? Yes, I am right. Because the more that something is repeated, I am so sorry if the volume just jumped up a bunch, which it probably did. And also for clearing my throat. I don't know, it's the morning. It's early in the morning. Oh yeah, I meant to say, happy March 1st, everybody. I completely forgot to say that. I meant to say that like first thing on this show, and I completely forgot. Happy March 1st. Yay March. Is March the one that you talk about being in like a lion and out like a lamb, or in like a lamb and out like a lion? Is that March? Or is that April? I can never remember. It's been a while since anyone has told me which one it is. So it's very difficult to remember. Anyways, as I was saying, if something is repeated a lot in a piece of work, that means it's important. That means it's a theme. And this entire song, everything in this song, my throat, like, I have to clear it so much because I haven't drank enough water. Because I woke up 30 minutes before 8 o'clock. I woke up at 7:30 and I haven't drank enough water yet. Sorry. I'll try and do better next week. We'll see how it goes. So, since everything in this song is repeated so many times, that means that it is important. Because you don't repeat things unless they're important. For example, if I say something that is important, I will repeat it if no one is listening to me. If everyone is listening to me that I am talking to, then I won't repeat it because, they heard me already the first time and I don't need to repeat it. But another example of this is in class. A professor or a teacher, if you're not in college yet, will repeat something if it's important, because it is important to remember things. And you remember things if you say them multiple times. Or not if you say them multiple times, if you hear them multiple times. I mean, if you say it multiple times, you'll probably also remember that pretty good, because you're saying it multiple times. Your brain is thinking it. And here we go. We return back to the theme of thinking. We're tying this in to the beginning of this show. It is 8:44. Can you believe that 44 minutes had passed since I began this show? Bonkers how fast time flies when you are having fun and when you are listening to music and when you are analyzing said music. Yes, but a professor or a teacher will repeat something a lot of times if it is important, because then you remember it better. This is called elaborative rehearsal. I learned that in 8th grade in science class. Elaborative rehearsal is when you just go over something a bunch of times and then you remember it better because you've gone over it a bunch of times. By the way, this is WOBC FM 91.5 Oberlin College and Community Radio. My name is Ellen F. Stothu, and this is Analyze, where I am analyzing music. Isn't that so fun? And now, I was almost about to say, and now we are going to listen to another song. However, we are not going to listen to another song. We are going to listen to a PSA. It's PSA time again. Yay! 2 PSAs every hour. Whoop-de-doo. All right, here we go. We have, from the clean energy future, we have, imagine an era of renewed prosperity underwritten by a job-creating economic stimulus, powered by abundant clean energy sources. America's clean energy sector already employs more people than the oil and gas fields. So imagine the jobs that would be created if we got serious. This is our future America. This is the plan. Visit citizens-climate-lobby.org. Sorry, no dashes in between there. Visit citizensclimatelobby.org. There we go. Working together, we can build a better, more prosperous future. There we go. I'm just really feeling called towards the environmental ones today. Probably because I'm taking an environmental science class, so it's on the brain. The environment and the science about the environment, they're on the brain, and I am thinking about them. And that is why I'm doing so many PSAs about the environment. Just speaking to me. And now that we have listened to PSA and we've listened to the station ID, which is this is WOBC, that spiel, that's the station ID. We are learning so many things today. We've learned about, what have we learned about? We've learned about a lot of things. I can't remember them now because I haven't repeated them. I have not elaborative rehearsaled them. However, we're learning a lot of things. We're learning about school things, and we are also learning about radio things. So that is very fun and very exciting. And now we are going to listen to another song. All right, that was Benny and the Jets by Elton John, if you did not already know that. Again, another song that says the title so many times throughout the song. I wonder if he came up with the title first, or if he came up with the lyrics first, and then he made the title. You know, who knows? I don't know. I'm guessing that you don't know. Who knows? It's a mystery. I mean, we could ask Elton John, but, you know, he's not here, so I can't ask him. I will send him a letter and ask him if he came up with Benny and the Jets title or the lyrics first. I doubt that he would respond to that, because that would be kind of weird. You know, if you just received a letter. I mean, also, I do not know what his address is to even send him the letter. But, you know, if I received a letter that just asked me, you know, which one, did I come up with the title first, or did I come up with the song lyrics first, I probably would not answer it, because that would be really weird. Yes. Now. Ooh, sorry if I got really loud there. When I was younger, my parents made sure that I listened to plenty of Elton John, and also other, like, old, well, I don't want to be rude, so we will not say old, but basically old, songs and musicians, including Elton John. You know, my coworker's mom went and saw Elton John this summer, and I think that my mom was very jealous about that, because my mom really likes Elton John music. Anyways, when I was little and I heard this song, I thought that he was saying Benny and the Jess, Jess, because he does emphasize the S at the end of Jets a lot. You know, Benny and the Jets. Can you hear this? I sound like a snake. Yes, he emphasizes the S at the end of Jets a lot. So, when I was little, I thought that he was saying Benny and the Jess. And I have a cousin named... Oh my god. I am so sorry about all the throat clearing. I literally drank water during this song, and I was fine, and I was like, great, I'm not going to have to clear my throat at the very end of this radio show. But no, I did have to clear my throat just now, because I guess it wasn't enough water. I think that this is going to be a running theme throughout the weeks, is going to be the water consumption, and me not drinking enough water to not have to clear my throat. Apologies, again. Anyways, I have a cousin named Jessie, so when I heard this song, Benny and the Jets, which I thought was Benny and the Jess, I thought that this song was about my cousin Jessie. I do not know why I thought that a famous musician would know my 20-year-old... Well, was she... how old would she... Maybe she was only in her teen. She's 9 years older than me. So when I was little, add 9 years, and you'll get the age that she was. You know, why would a famous musician know my cousin Jessie, this random teenager in Canada, and write a song about her? You know, I don't know. Do you know? I certainly don't know. But I thought that's what was happening. I didn't know who Benny was supposed to be. That was kind of random to me. I didn't really think about that much. I was just like, yep, Jess is my cousin Jessie, and Benny is apparently also here. You know, I didn't know that. Did you know that Benny was here? I didn't know that Benny was here, but apparently Benny was here singing, or what? Actually, you know, let us go to the lyrics. We are now going to go to the lyrics, which, reading the lyrics is very useful. In reading the lyrics for this, I have learned what is happening, because I thought I knew what words he was saying, but it turns out that I did not know what the words were saying. So, for example, he says, "You're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound." I did not know that he was saying... Well, actually, I didn't know that he was saying electric music either. I thought he was saying electric boots. Or maybe that's a different part. Oh, yes, I was correct. He does say electric boots. She's got electric boots. A mohair suit. I don't know what a mohair suit is. Let us look up what is a mohair suit, because I think that this will tell us a lot. All right, I am looking at mohair suits. They look like regular suits. That is what we've learned. All right, so she's got electric boots, but she's wearing a regular suit. Good to know. So I think that this tells us that this song is about juxtaposition. It's about juxtaposing the electric boots and the mohair suit. Benny and the Jets. These things are all in conflict with each other. The electric boots and the mohair suit, because we've got something very eclectic, and then we've got something very normal. And the Benny and the Jets, we've got Benny, who is a human, I am assuming. Oh, I spelled Benny wrong. I am really bad at spelling names, evidently. I can't spell the name Michael without thinking about it really hard. I thought Benny had a Y at the end. Evidently it does not. It's an IE type of Benny. But anyways, back to the juxtaposition. We've got the juxtaposition of Benny, who I assume is a human, and the Jets, which is a machine. We're learning so much here. Unfortunately, we are almost out of time. So, yeah, I will be leaving soon. And you will be listening to another song, to another song. Well, you will be listening to several other songs, but also it will be a different show. Someone else will be in charge of it. It is a pre-recorded show, like the one before this one was. It was also pre-recorded. This next one is going to be pre-recorded. How fun. I don't know if it's the same show. It could be the same show. Who knows, you know? I don't know. We will both learn momentarily as soon as the clock goes to 9 o'clock and I turn on the thingamajig. Oh, and it has happened. So now I am going to leave you. Have a happy March. And we are going, well, I am not going to listen, but you are going to listen to a different show.
And present a program of music related to that topic, along with a bit of minor erudition. Today's topic is fiddlers. We thought a good place to start our fiddlers program is Britt Laskin singing Beginner Fiddler. He took a traditional tune, Bellman's Jig, and added the words. I find it amusing that, in addition to singing,